In football, the difference between average and elite players is not skill. It is about how they react under pressure. And today, let me show you how to master your reactions on and off the pitch, because this will make a massive difference to your progress in the game. Now, football is a game of split-second decisions. A missed pass, a bad call, a goal against your team. It all comes down to how you react. Do you let it throw you off? Or do you reset and refocus? The truth is, every great footballer has mastered the art of staying calm under pressure. But here is the good news. You do not need to be born with this ability. It is a skill that you can condition. Now, in my career as a mental performance coach, I've worked with Premier League players and professionals at the very highest levels of the game, helping them to train their minds to react in the most effective way. Now, before this, I spent years as an intelligence operative where staying composed in high pressurized situations wasn't just important, it could be life or death. Now, what I learned there applies directly to football. How you react under pressure determines your success. And in this video, I'm going to show you the science behind your reactions, why some players crumble whilst others thrive, and how to train your brain to respond like the very best on and off the pitch. Now, when you're under pressure, your brain has a choice. Stay calm and focused, or react emotionally and lose control. Now, think about the times that you've seen players lose their cool. Maybe a striker arguing with the ref because they didn't give a stonewall penalty, or maybe a defender letting frustration lead to a reckless foul. Now, these emotional reactions didn't just hurt their performance, it hurt their team as well. Now, the problem is many players think that their reactions are out of their control. They'll say something like, "That's just how I am." This is not true. Your reactions are not fixed. They are conditioned by your habits and how you train your brain. Now, if you don't take control of your reactions, they will control you. But if you train them, you'll not only perform better under pressure, but you'll also become a leader on and off the pitch. Brilliance will then become your default setting. So let's take a quick look at what's going on inside your brain, because up here is where your reactions start, specifically in a part of your brain called the amygdala. Now, this part is what triggers your emotional response. When something stressful happens, this amygdala will send the signal fight, flight, or freeze. And this is great if you're in danger, but not so helpful when you need to be cool, calm, and composed on the football pitch, that ice-cold player that you know you'd love to be. And here is where the prefrontal cortex will come in. Now, this part of your brain is responsible for logic, great decision-making, and brilliant self-control. When it's engaged, it will help you to pause, assess the situation, and react intelligently instead of emotionally. Now, the problem is, under pressure, the amygdala will take over, and this is what we call an amygdala hijack. This is where you lose your cool, you react impulsively, or you start to overthink a situation. The solution is simple. You can train your prefrontal cortex to take control, even in high pressurized moments. Now, every time you practice staying calm, staying composed, what you're actually doing here is you're strengthening the neural pathways that allow you to react like this automatically and instinctively. Now, let me give you two examples, one from football and one from my own experience as an intelligence operative. Now, first of all, the football example. Imagine a player taking the fifth and final penalty in a shootout. It's an incredibly important game. Let's just say it's a Champions League semi-final. Everyone else has scored. It comes down to this player's spot kick. The pressure is immense. The natural reaction might be panic or overthinking, but those that have got this trained, they've conditioned themselves to stay present. They don't think about the crowd, the scoreboard, or what's at stake. They go to their highly trained ability and just let this take over. They execute the penalty with that ice-cold brilliance. Now, from my own example, in my intelligence career, one such day I was leading a covert surveillance operation where I was sat close to a mob boss who was responsible for the killings of many people in the Baltic region. All of this happened before he headed to the UK to head up a big drug syndicate. Now, I was sitting about 2 foot away from him, listening to him having a conversation with an associate. I was there to gain intelligence. Now, this was a highly pressurized environment where I needed to perform to my absolute best. One wrong move, and it could have blown my cover, blown the operation that we've been running for nearly 2 years, or worse. But let's not get into that. But the point being, there was no room for emotional reactions, only calculated decisions. And this ability to stay calm and react logically did not come from talent, it came from training. The key takeaway here is that whether you're on the pitch or in a high pressurized situation, your ability to control your reaction is what is going to separate you from achieving success or experiencing failure. And here are some actionable steps to master your reactions. Firstly, you can train your reaction time with visualization. Now, your brain cannot tell the difference between real experiences and vividly imagined ones. So visualization is a powerful tool for high pressurized moments before they happen. Now, how you use this is that you spend 5 minutes a day visualizing responding to stressful scenarios on the pitch. Maybe it's a missed pass, a bad decision, or a penalty kick. Imagine yourself staying calm, making the right decision, moving with confidence and purpose. This will condition your brain to react the same way in the real life situation when it occurs in the future. Next is to practice controlled breathing. Now, when stress does hit, your breathing will often become shallow and rapid, signaling to your brain that you're in danger. When you're aware now of this natural response, you can take back control and you can signal your brain that everything is in fact okay. You're calm, you've got this. Now, the breathing technique to try is the 4-4-6 method. So inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, and then exhale for 6 seconds. Now, that longer exhale is great for reducing that stress response. And if you practice this daily and you use it during matches when you feel the pressure rising, this will start to condition that calm composure within you. Next is to use post-match reflection to build this awareness. So the best players learn from their reactions, whether they're good or they're bad. After every game, take 5 minutes to reflect. Did you react well under pressure? Did you lose focus or composure? What could you do better next time? And remember, with this one, you're not looking to beat yourself up for what you didn't do. You're simply looking for opportunities for improvement and to get better. Now, this simple habit not only builds self-awareness, but it will also help you to identify patterns in your reactions so that you can improve over time. And the next thing you can do is to develop an anchor. Now, an anchor is a physical or a mental cue that brings you back to focus when the pressure is on. So imagine your mind wanders, but you have your anchor as clenching your fist to reset your mindset. Or when your mind wanders, you repeat a phrase like next action, next moment. Again, this will condition a response to get refocused and dialed in, helping you to stay grounded when emotions start to take over. Next is to look to build resilience off the pitch. Now, your habits off the pitch will directly influence your ability to stay composed on it. Focus on routines that build mental resilience. So get consistent high quality sleep, which will regulate your emotions, fuel your brain with proper nutrition, and practice mindfulness or meditation to train that focus. When your brain is well rested, nourished, and focused, you are far less likely to react emotionally in these high pressurized situations. Now, mastering your reactions is not about being emotionless. It is about controlling those emotions so they serve you, not sabotage you. Now, when you train your brain to react like this, you don't just perform better, you become more confident, composed, and more of a reliable player. But this doesn't happen overnight. Like any skill, it takes practice, consistency, and a commitment to improve. Every time you pause instead of reacting impulsively, every time you visualize a calm response, every time you reflect on your performances, you're conditioning your brain for success. Now, if you did find this helpful, please do subscribe, as it really helps to support my channel, and do watch the next video on the screen now to continue your journey to footballing excellence.